Hey, good to see you. I had a great trip to Namibia.
And that's what you wore?
No, gosh, this would have been really hot. Oh,
Yeah,
oh, okay, truth be known, I haven't left yet.
he hasn't left yet. And truth be known, he's still wearing the same shirt.
Yeah, but look, I've got a vest on. That's different. And you got a different background. People will have no clue. Seriously.
Yeah, no clue at all.
Well, number one, they don't care because our numbers are going down.
Yeah, are they going down below
Not,
300 now?
no,
Oh,
actually, we're up to like 317 subscribers now.
whoa!
Yeah, yeah, through the roof.
Through the
You know
roof.
why? Because David Kingham, bless his heart, mentioned in their newsletter that we have a show.
So we got 17 more. Thanks a lot, David.
That's a good thing. Come on, that was really nice of him.
17 more. Wow.
That's a lot. As a percentage, that's like 5%. That's a lot, man. In fact, I understand from the metrics that 5% growth is astounding. And as a matter of fact, we should expect a letter from YouTube.
Any day.
Slow down. Just calm down, guys.
And speaking of which, I just got a letter today, an email today saying that I've inherited $1.7 million from an uncle or something I didn't know I had in Africa. Yeah.
So are you no
the
longer?
IMF has been trying to reach me. I'm probably not going to do these anymore.
Thanks a lot. I was just wondering about that. So we're done. So this is the last episode of, it's now going to be called The John Show.
Or the John and John Show if you're lonely. And
so what's on your mind for our last show of today?
I get people write me fairly frequently who say, hey, I'll say, hey, what have you been up to photographically? And they go, I'm not doing anything. I've been in a slump. I just can't get out of it. What do you do?
Huh.
And I wanted to share my thoughts on.
You have like 10 steps. You're 10 steps to
one step.
Well, you're always a one-step guy, aren't you?
I am. I'm simpler the better. So when people are in a slump, I tell them, this is what I do. Enjoy it.
Oh.
You're down. All right. Enjoy the downtime.
Yeah.
It will always come back. I know every time you're in a slump, you think it's never going to come back. What am I going to do? My experience is it always comes back. And I say, look, just like a farmer leaves a field fallow for a season to rejuvenate it, so it is with our creative process. Sometimes we need to have that field just lay fallow. And when it's ready, we'll come back, and we'll come back even stronger and more excited and with greater passion because we've been away from it for a while. So just enjoy it. Don't push it. Don't force it.
Yeah, that's pretty deep coming from you. I'm a little shocked, honestly, because that's
not very deep.
Reasonably profound wisdom right there.
It just works. It will come back. And like I say, enjoy the downtime.
So what you're saying is you just need to trust that it will, and it will. Yeah. And that's your experience.
I've had people say, oh, I push through it and I do this. And I've just never found that any of those things work.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever in a slump? I mean, you've been into like a 10-year slump.
I'm still in
coming out of that ever?
I'm still in it. You know what I do? I don't photograph. I have little chats with you about stuff like this, hoping that one day I might be able to make a good photograph. Although I got to tell you, my buddy Paul Levy, who you know, he told me that I might finally have an opportunity to use Lightroom. And you want to know why?
Why?
Because I finally have 2 good photographs. And he said, because prior to this, he said,
now you need a catalog.
He said to me, he says, why do you even use Lightroom? You only have 1 good photograph. Put it on your desktop. You'll find it. That's what he always said to me. But no, I would agree. For the most part, I have one other thought that I wonder if fits into this. But generally, I would agree with you. And then Brooks Jensen tells a little story of being out with it was one of his friends, and I don't remember who, but the story goes like this real quickly. They're out, and Brooks jams on the brakes because he wants to photograph at this place, and who he's with says, why? There's nothing here. And his companion takes a nap, has lunch, doesn't even get out of the truck to photograph, and Brooks comes back and he's at a party. And then they go to lunch and they go out for the afternoon. The same exact opposite happens. You know, they get to a location, his buddy says, I got to stop. Brooks says, I don't get it. You know, so it's a little different than your story of saying answering why I'm in a rut. But the point of sharing that story is this: it's okay, right? That you got to give yourself permission that if you get in that rut, it's okay. It's human to be in that rut. And rather than force it to happen, it's like chasing images, right? That we talked about in our last one. You can't do that. It doesn't usually work really well at all. So I would just add to your thought this, that I'm reading, it's probably Rick Rubin in the book I'm reading of his, which I think is pretty interesting about creativity. Nothing to do with music making, which is what he's known for. One of probably the premier record producers of our lifetime. And but you know, he's talking about how do you live a creative life. So I do think, while I still think, and I agree with you 100%, that just letting it happen and be enjoying the downtime, I think the more we live a creative life, and what I mean by that is learning how to interact with human beings better, learning how to be quiet and listen better, which hard for me. I like to talk a lot. You know, seriously though, you know, the more I try to listen, the better I think it gets, and so forth. So I do think trying to live a more creative life, which allows you the possibilities of being creative, is helpful as well.
Well, when you're enjoying the downtime, there's all sorts of other creative pursuits other than photography that you can pursue.
Yeah, cooking.
Yeah. Reading, poetry, writing, all sorts of things. But
sure.
Just don't stress. I remember I was in Ukraine and I went there with no expectations, and I just trusted I would see something. And I'm in day 3 and I'm not seeing anything. And that pressure starts to build. I've got to find something. I've only got X number of days left. And the more pressure you put on yourself, the harder it is to be creative and to see, because you're trying to force it.
Yeah.
You just have to let go and say, like you said, I don't know if it was this episode or a previous one, if I don't get anything, at least I'll have had a good time.
Yeah, that's right.
That's worth a lot.
That's worth a lot. All right, for real though, because I'm not putting on another outfit. I'm just not going to do it. Yeah, because this is hot right now, honestly. It's a dumb idea.
Okay, have fun in
Africa. I'm going to go to Africa.
Yeah.
You're right about that. It is Africa. It's Namibia.
Namib.
No, not Mim. There's no other M. Mib. Namib.
Namibia.
Yeah, Namibia. There you go.
Namibia. Yeah. Okay, I'll try.
Alrighty. Hopefully, you'll have a sand dune there.
Oh, is Namib? I can't say. Is this the place that's got that little tree?
Yes, in the red desert. Yeah, in the red dunes.
You'll have to go and photograph that.
I'm gonna get my own derivative photograph of it.
Maybe you could superimpose that with Manly Beacon and have something really unique.
That's a good idea. People will think I'm actually at Death Valley, but in Namibia. I like that.
I think with the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge in the background, that would really make it awesome. Okay,
all right. Take care. Merry Christmas.